This is one of the longest chapter, law of motion. Many things they have included together. Now, once this chapter is over, the subject will become easy also, and every chapter will be run smoothly. Heading right, friction. It is till last year it was different chapter. Now they have included in law of motion. Friction. What time you had lecture today?
8 to 10.
Morning 8 o'clock. 8 to 10 also you had one lecture.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then 10:30 to 12:30 one lecture. So 2 lectures. You all get up early morning, or directly 8 o'clock you put on the laptop or mobile, or
sir, we get up at 7:15.
7:15 मतलब नहा धो के बैठते लेक्चर को?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा। अभी कुछ लोग ऐसे भी रहेंगे, डायरेक्टली चाय पीते पीते चालू करते रहेंगे सेटअप, और कुछ लोग ऐसे भी रहेंगे पढ़ते पढ़ते चाय पीते रहेंगे, कुछ लोग ऐसे रहेंगे चद्दर के अंदर से देखते रहेंगे। These are the possibilities. तो ऐसा क्या होता है रे, मन नहीं करता है अपना उठने का सुबह सुबह। ये जो अपोज करता है ना अपने को, उसको ही फ्रिक्शन बोलते हैं। सो फ्रिक्शन मतलब अपने को हेल्प करता है कि अपोज करता है?
दोनों करता है सर।
यस, दोनों करता है। कभी कभी फायदे का होता है, कभी कभी नुकसान होता है। जिसका मन नहीं कर रहा है वो लॉकडाउन में, उसको तो फुल मजा आ रहा है ना, अच्छा है ना, बाहर जाने के लिए इतना अलाउड नहीं है तो अच्छा है, उसको वैसे भी नहीं अच्छा लगता है बाहर जाने। तो एनी ऑपोजिंग फोर्स इज कॉल्ड फ्रिक्शन। Which subject we are studying?
फिजिक्स।
कैसा, इजी है क्या डिफिकल्ट है? Yes, Pratik, how do you feel about this subject, physics? संस्कार, राहुल, अभी कोई ऐसा बोलता सर अभी तक तो स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया तो क्या समझ में आएगा, डिफिकल्ट है क्या इजी है? So unless until you start, you cannot say friction. मतलब मेरे लिए फ्रिक्शन अभी जीरो है क्योंकि स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया ना कुछ भी। एक बार स्टार्ट किया तो पूरा दिमाग का दही हो जाता है, कभी स्केलर प्रोडक्ट यूज करने का, कभी क्रॉस प्रोडक्ट समझ में नहीं आता, तो हो गया अपने लिए फ्रिक्शन। तो कोई बोलेगा सर मेरे लिए तो एक ही चैप्टर लग रहा है डिफिकल्ट है, स्केलर सेट वेक्टर, आई विल ओमिट इट। फिर पढ़ा दूसरा काइनेमेटिक्स, सर ये तो उसका भी बाप है। फिर पढ़ा लॉ ऑफ मोशन, आई शॉप। So when I start doing further, then only I will come to know friction is there or not. पूरा खत्म हो गया, अभी लग रहा है क्या रिलैक्स्ड हो गया, मतलब मेरे लिए फ्रिक्शन वो टाइम पे क्या हो गया, रिलैक्स, मतलब सब खत्म ही हो गया ना, अभी जीरो ना। हेलो, लेकिन अगर सब 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 पढ़ते गया, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ गया तो फ्रिक्शन बढ़ते गया, एक लिमिट आया, अभी सब इजी लग रहा है, मतलब इससे ज्यादा फ्रिक्शन है। So if this is one body at rest on the surface, I want to set this body in motion. Unless until I start, I will say क्या कुछ नहीं है, जैसे हाथ से टच किया मालूम पड़ा रे बहुत वजन था। When I applied 1 Newton, this body is not setting itself in motion. So can I say friction 1 Newton का है, इससे ज्यादा देना पड़ेगा। Then I applied 10 Newton, अभी भी नहीं हिल रहा है, तो लगा अरे यार इससे भी थोड़ा ज्यादा है। जैसे अप्लाई किया 20, ये जगह पे ऐसा हिलने लगा, ऐसा शेक करने लगा, तो मुझे समझ गया अभी इसका कैपेसिटी 20 तक है टू अपोज, इसके बाद दूंगा 21 तो मोशन में आ जाएगा। So ये जो मैंने बाहर से दिया and body was not moving because of somebody opposing, that somebody is called friction. So I explain like this. Whenever attempt is made, मतलब ट्राई तो करना पड़ेगा ना पहले से। कुछ लोग स्टूडेंट क्या रहते हैं, 2 महीना पढ़ाई करते फिर बोलते हैं अरे साइंस अपना कप ऑफ टी नहीं है, हम लोग कॉमर्स में जाते हैं। कॉमर्स में गया उधर भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा, बोलते आर्ट्स में जाते हैं, उधर भी मजा नहीं आ रहा, बोलते छोड़ो यार डायरेक्टली प्राइवेट ही फॉर्म देते हैं। So whenever there is attempt made to produce relative motion between two bodies in contact, again I am repeating, whenever attempt is made between two bodies in contact, or if there is relative motion between two bodies in contact, then force which opposes the motion is called as force of friction or just friction. थोड़ा कॉन्सेप्ट समझा? Whenever, एकदम इजी लैंग्वेज है बोलता हूँ, whenever there is relative motion between two bodies in contact, मतलब क्लास चालू हो गया and you are coming for the lecture, going to the home, coming for the lecture, going to the home, तो भी बीच बीच में कभी कभी फ्रिक्शन आ जाता है, मे बी यू गेट ड्यू टू एक्सर्शन फीवर आ गया, तो यू मे नॉट कम टू द क्लास, फ्रिक्शन है वो. When you started, you met your some friend after so many days, वो बोला चल घूम के आते यार, अभी क्या जाते क्लास, तो भी फ्रिक्शन आ गया. So whenever there is relative motion between two bodies in contact, or attempt made to produce relative motion between two bodies in contact, then force which opposes motion is called as force of friction or friction. Clear? What's up?
बॉडी का वेट भी हम लोग फ्रिक्शन में काउंट करते हैं.
हाँ, बिकॉज अभी अभी इसके बाद तो पढ़ने वाला ना, डिपेंड किस पे करता है. डेफिनेटली वजन ज्यादा रहेगा तो फ्रिक्शन ज्यादा रहता है. जैसा एक साइकिल रास्ते पे बंद पड़ गया, उसको क्या फ्रिक्शन है, कोई उठा के भी लेके जा सकता है ना हाथ से. बट बड़ा ट्रक बंद हो गया, बहुत फ्रिक्शन है, कौन धक्का मारेगा उसको. मतलब मेन रास्ते पे बंद हो गया तो ड्राइवर को टेंशन है क्या कोई चुरा के लेके जाएगा. साइकिल बंद पड़ गया, छोड़ के आ जाओ घर पे, पता चला दूसरा कोई अपना घर पे लेके गया ना. तो यस, वेट इज कंसिडरेबल इन फ्रिक्शन. हाउ, दैट विल सी लेटर. तो इन जनरल फ्रिक्शन है क्या, कांटेक्ट फोर्स है क्या नॉन कांटेक्ट फोर्स है?
कांटेक्ट फोर्स.
करेक्ट, कांटेक्ट फोर्स है. बराबर. कभी आता है जब आप अटेम्प्ट करते हैं ना. हेलो,
Yes, sir.
You all are planning for becoming doctor?
सर
No, because आपने तो बायो लिया ही नहीं है, तो आपको क्या लगा इंजीनियरिंग बहुत इजी है, चलो ये करते हैं. फिर इधर आया रे यार, इसमें भी तो तकलीफ है थोड़ा. So unless until, yes संस्कार, why you are raising hand here?
Mistake.
मिस्टेक है, किधर जाना है? नंबर 2 जाके आओ चलेगा. ऐसा कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना संस्कार?
Sir.
हाँ, okay. So again I'm repeating what is friction. See, first, for me there is no friction unless until I start doing something, then I will find friction. Otherwise सब easy लगता है. Earning money, is it very easy? Your parents might be earning money. Is it very easy, Vatsal?
सर.
No, we have to work harder for that because there is a lot of competition nowadays. But unless until you come into the market, you will say क्या डैडी का काम है, आराम से सुबह उठते जाते हैं ऑफिस में, एक दो जन को चिल्लाते, फिर घर पे आके हम लोग को चिल्लाते. एकदम इजी काम है. अपना ही काम डिफिकल्ट है. 8 बजे उठो, ऊपर से नहा धो के बैठो, टीचर क्या पकाएगा समझ में नहीं आएगा, और नेक्स्ट लेक्चर पूछेगा, फुल टेंशन. तो हम लोग को दूसरे का काम क्यों इजी लगा? बिकॉज यू हैव नॉट अटेम्प्टेड दैट. सो फ्रिक्शन भी पहले मेरे लिए क्या है बोल सकते हैं. एकदम स्टार्ट में फ्रिक्शन क्या है मेरे लिए, मतलब आपके भी लिए जीरो. याद रखना, जीरो. जीरो. बट व्हेन यू स्टार्ट अटेम्प्टिंग टू मूव अ बॉडी, तभी समझ में आता है ना, ऊंट अभी आ गया पहाड़ के नीचे, यू अप्लाइड 1 न्यूटन, बॉडी जगह से हिलता ही नहीं, तो आपके लिए फ्रिक्शन कितना है एट दिस इंस्टेंट? नो बेटा, 1 न्यूटन. आपने 1 लगाया ना, तो 1 हो गया ना. 2 अप्लाई किया बॉडी इज नॉट मूविंग तो मैं बोलूंगा टू भी फ्रिक्शन ही है. 10 अप्लाई किया नॉट मूविंग तो भी बोलूंगा टू भी फ्रिक्शन ही है. But at 21 it is just shaking at its place. So now I feel I have overcome that friction. Its maximum value was 21. So whenever you are talking about friction, you will always talk about maximum value. मतलब इधर तक है, लेकिन जब तक अटेम्प्ट नहीं करेंगे आपको जीरो बोल लेना है. तो डेफिनेशन बोलता हूँ फिर से. Whenever आप लिखना मत, सुन लो पहला, फिर न्यूमेरिकल में कराऊंगा. आज ये चैप्टर खत्म करूंगा टॉपिक विथ न्यूमेरिकल. Whenever there is relative motion or attempt is made to produce relative motion between two bodies in contact. So whenever there is relative motion or attempt is made to produce relative motion between two bodies in contact, then force which opposes the relative motion is called as force of friction or only friction. So if there somebody says define friction, I will say whenever there is relative motion or attempt is made to produce relative motion between two bodies in contact, then force which opposes the relative motion is called as force of friction or friction. Okay, copy now definition. Written?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then write causes of friction. This is one surface. On this there is another surface. When we push, it is set into motion. So two surfaces, howsoever smooth it appears to be, it consists of large number of hills and dales. It consists of large number of hills and dales. This elevated part is called hill, and this depressed part is called as dale. This is called as dales. When one body slides over another, हाँ बोलो। कितनी बार, कम से कम 1-2 महीने से तो हर ऑल्टरनेट डेज फोन आता ही आपको, तो मैं वही चीज बोलता हूँ कि मुझे इंटरेस्ट। Two bodies, howsoever smooth it may appear to be, consists of large number of hills and dales. मतलब irregular रहता है, surface smooth नहीं रहता है, दिखता है अपने को, but there are irregularities on the surface. So when I slide one on another, तो एक का hill दूसरे के dale के साथ interlock हो जाएगा ना ऐसा. Like if you have seen zip of bag or clothes, when you pull that chain, तो ऐसा interlocking हो जाता है. And this interlocking of heel of one, tail of other, heel of one, tail of other opposes the motion and produces friction. कल IPL मैच देखा क्या कोई? IPL मैच? अच्छा, you are fond of IPL, okay? किसका मैच था कल? इंडिया का? CSK versus
Hyderabad.
इसको SRH है ना?
Yes, sir.
SRH.
Yes.
Did you see Dhoni in that at the end over?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
जितना पिच पे खड्डे नहीं उतना चेहरे पे खड्डे नजर आ रहे थे, लेकिन अगर एडवर्टाइजमेंट करते हुए देखा धोनी को तो पूरा फेस स्मूथ लगता है ना, तो ऐसा ये सरफेस स्मूथ लगता है लेकिन रहता नहीं. तो जब वन सरफेस मूव और अनदर, एक का हिल दूसरे का टेल के साथ लॉक हो जाता है, दिस लॉकिंग प्रोड्यूसेस नथिंग बट ऑपोजिंग फोर्स व्हिच इज कॉल्ड फ्रिक्शन. So एक cause of friction मुझे समझ गया, irregularities on the surface. Smoother the surface is, lesser the friction will be. Now this is surface. इसके ऊपर दूसरा surface. Substance के में atoms molecule होता है, तो इस surface के ऊपर का भी atoms molecule होएगा. There is strong force of attraction between them. So when this surface starts moving, तो ये atoms will start moving. इसका वाला एटम विल बी लैगिंग बिहाइंड. तो जैसे ही आगे जाएगा, ये वाला एटम सेकंड वाले का फर्स्ट वाले का बोलेगा तुझसे ना जाओ. फर्स्ट वाला क्या बोलेगा, तुझसे भी आ जाओ. तो ऐसा ना जाओ आ जाओ बोल में फ्रिक्शन हो जाता है. मतलब देयर इज स्ट्रांग फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन बिटवीन एटम्स मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ टू सरफेसेस इन कॉन्टैक्ट. तो मुझे दो कॉज समझ में आ गया फ्रिक्शन का. One is irregularities, other is strong intermolecular force of attraction between two surfaces in contact. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What are causes of friction? The irregularities between two surfaces in contact and strong intermolecular force of attraction between two surfaces in contact. Right. Causes of friction. Two surfaces howsoever smooth, two surfaces howsoever smooth two surfaces, howsoever smooth they appear to be, consists of large numbers of hills and dales. Two surfaces, howsoever smooth they may appear to be, consists of large number of hills and dales. When one surface slides over the other, then hills of one surface gets locked with tails of other surface. This interlocking produces opposition or friction. Next paragraph. There exists strong intermolecular force of attraction. There exists strong intermolecular force of attraction between two surfaces in contact. This also produces opposing force or friction. Produces opposing force or friction. Thus, there are. You want me to bring that again on the screen, or you have written
Yes,
everything?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thus, there are.
Sir, can you bring it again on the screen?
Now it won't be possible because already I wrote na, because I'm not changing the screen. Same screen can write. Achha, what you have written? Tell me. I will take it. What you have written? Tell it.
This interlocking.
What you have written? Read. Hello. Read.
Consists of large number of the hills and dales. When one surface slides over the other, the hills of the one surface gets locked with the dales on the other surface. This interlocking.
इतने लिखा? इतने लिखा आपने अभी तक? अरे यार, चाय पीने गए थे क्या? Only this much you have written? Who is this? संस्कार और प्रतीक. Who is this?
Pratik.
प्रतीक, अरे इतना ही लिखा. चलो लिखो आगे. थोड़ा स्लो है आप फिर. बेटा. This interlocking you have written. No? This interlocking opposes the motion. and produces friction. This interlocking opposes the motion and produces friction. Next paragraph. There exists strong intermolecular force. थोड़ा speed बढ़ाओ. There exists strong intermolecular force between two surfaces in contact. Strong intermolecular force between two surfaces in contact. This produces friction. Thus, there are two causes of friction. Thus, there are two causes of friction. First, the irregularities between two surfaces in contact. Second, the strong intermolecular force of attraction between two surfaces in contact. Strong intermolecular force of attraction between two surfaces in contact. Sunday, you all have any lecture?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes.
At what time you all have?
10 to 12.
अच्छा अच्छा. रब कर दो ये. Yes, Pratik, Atharva, Sanskar, can I clear it
Yes,
off?
sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, साथ में रिकॉर्ड भी कर रहा हूँ, आज भेज दूंगा रिकॉर्ड लिख के. Next one, types of friction. Do you have any holiday in between?
No, sir.
ये आएगा ना दिवाली वेकेशन. चांस है ना 1-2 दिन 4 दिन का हॉलीडे, दिवाली वेकेशन.
Sir.
तो
Yes, sir.
मतलब आपको इतना पढ़ने का मूड है लेकिन दिवाली वेकेशन अपोज कर देगा ना, फ्रिक्शन आ गया. सो व्हाइल यू आर इन मोशन तो भी फ्रिक्शन होता है. So there are three types of friction. एक, when you are at rest, static friction. मतलब अपना 10th standard खत्म हो गया, we are now at halt, still there is some friction acting. Second, you started going to the lecture and during motion also there is friction, जैसे vacations आ जाते हैं. तो एक friction होता है when one body is on at rest on another body, then the friction is called static friction. When body slides, then friction is called as kinetic friction. अब ये एयर का करंट के वजह से हो सकता है, सरफेस किधर किधर स्मूथ है किधर किधर रफ है उसकी वजह से हो सकता है, रास्ते पे ऑयल गिरा है उसका वजह से हो सकता है, खड्डा हो गया है उसके वजह से हो सकता है. सो एक स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन है, दूसरा काइनेटिक. थर्ड इज कॉल्ड रोलिंग फ्रिक्शन. That means if one body is rolling, now not sliding, ऐसा rotate कर रहा है, rolling. मतलब स्लाइड भी कर रहा है, गोल भी घूम रहा है, लाइक व्हील of the tire. That is called rolling friction. So types of friction. First, static friction. When a body is at rest on another surface, then the friction is called static. When one friction body slides over another, then it is called kinetic friction. Rolling, when one body rolls over another, then friction is called rolling friction. Right on, static friction. First, static types of friction. First one, static friction. The friction between two surfaces in contact. The friction between two surfaces in contact when they are at rest. The friction between two surfaces in contact when they are at rest is called as static friction. Kinetic friction. The friction between two surfaces when one surface slides over another surface. The friction between two surfaces when one surface slides over another surface is called as kinetic friction. The friction between two surfaces when one surface slides over another is called as kinetic friction. Third, rolling friction. The friction between two surfaces in contact. The friction between two surfaces in contact when one surface rolls over another surface is called as rolling friction. Static friction is greater than kinetic friction greater than rolling friction. Laws of static friction. Laws of static friction. collision also I've explained you, collision,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
loss of static friction. Somebody was asking, does friction depends upon weight? Yes, it not depends exactly on weight, but normal reaction. For horizontal surface, normal reaction is weight. So whenever word static comes, I told I don't know kitna friction hai unless until body is set into motion. For example, body is at rest, nobody is attempting to produce motion, तो उसके लिए तो friction zero है. Somebody applies force of 1 Newton, body is not moving, friction 1 भी है. At 10, it started moving, इसको बोलते हैं maximum static friction. So unless until maximum reaches, आपको पता नहीं चलेगा 1 friction है क्या 2 है क्या 3 है क्या 4 है. So static में हमेशा limiting का बात करते हैं. The limiting मतलब maximum, इससे ज्यादा नहीं है, कम हो सकता है. The limiting force of static friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. This is the first law. The limiting force of static friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. The limiting force of static friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. Is directly proportional to the normal reaction. So this is one surface. I keep this surface in standing position. Same body. Then here the normal reaction is more or here it is more or both places it is same. Surface पे किधर ज्यादा है normal reaction? First पे क्या second पे क्या दोनों पे same है? Normal reaction is weight. तो बॉडी को ऐसा रखा तो क्या वेट कम हो जाता है? सेम ही रहता है.
Yes, sir. It will be
So
same.
that means
Yes,
normal
sir.
reaction will be same. So can I say it does not depends upon कौन सा base area पे it is in contact. तो ऐसा नहीं कि आपने contact area कम कर दिया तो friction कम हो जाएगा. So we'll say it is independent of surface area in contact. Second point. It is independent of surface area in contact. Third, it depends upon the nature of surfaces in contact. It depends upon nature of surfaces in contact. Depends upon nature of surfaces in contact. written?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let Fs be the limiting force of static friction and N be the normal reaction. Therefore, Fs proportional N. Fs equals to mu s into N, where mu s is constant called as coefficient of static friction. Where mu s is constant called as coefficient of static friction. If you complete writing, then please tell me. The test will be, as I said, on MCQ plus theory which I am doing. So it will be handwritten paper sent to you, combo of both.
Sir, done.
Okay, Pratik.
Sir, wait, sir, wait, sir.
First two lines. Define coefficient of static friction. Since Fs is mu s into N by our law, Fs equals to mu s into N by the law. Therefore, N equals to Fs upon, sorry, mu s equals to Fs upon normal. So we can say it is defined as the ratio of limiting force of static friction. Ratio of limiting force of static friction to the normal reaction is defined as ratio of limiting force of static friction to the normal reaction. it is dimensionless and unitless quantity. It is dimensionless and unitless quantity. हो गया?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next reading. State laws of kinetic friction. State laws of kinetic friction. Same to same law. Don't put word limiting. That's it. So first one, same to same आएगा. Because body moving है क्या रेस्ट पे वजन और नॉर्मल रिएक्शन चेंज नहीं होता है. The force of kinetic friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. The force of kinetic friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. Same to same, limiting word I have removed. It is independent of surface area in contact. So it depends upon the nature of surfaces in contact. Nature of surfaces in contact.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
what is the third point?
It depends upon the nature of surfaces in contact. It depends upon nature of surfaces in contact. Same as static वाला ही है, कोई फर्क नहीं.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Let F suffix K be the Fk be the force of kinetic friction and N be the normal reaction. K proportional n. F suffix k equals to mu k, where mu k is a constant or as coefficient of kinetic friction. Let's define coefficient of kinetic friction. Since Fk equals to mu k into n, since Fk equals to mu k into n, therefore mu k equals to Fk plus coefficient of kinetic friction is defined as the ratio of kinetic friction to the normal reaction. It is dimensionless and unitless form. Just complete this, then we'll start with numerical based on this topic. Yes, completed. No?
Sir, completed.
Yes. Now I'm starting numerical based on this friction wala part. Here. First friction. A body of mass 4 kg is kept on surface and force of 6 Newton is applied. Find friction and acceleration. Solutions. Can you tell when acceleration will come into play? Hello? 6 न्यूटन अप्लाई किया तो एक्सेलरेशन कितना होएगा?
3/2.
एक कॉमन मिस्टेक है. पहले आपको चेक तो करना पड़ेगा ना बॉडी रेस्ट पे है क्या मोशन में है. मतलब 6 न्यूटन फ्रिक्शन से ज्यादा है कि कम चेक करना पड़ेगा ना मुझे.
Yes, sir.
मतलब body will move only when my applied force is greater than maximum or limiting force of static friction. So I am applying force in the right direction. Friction किधर आएगा? Right में क्या left में? Friction is always left, opposite to the chance of motion. तो इधर friction आ गया, static वाला. So body will only move. Meaning समझेगा. Body will move only if applied force is only if applied force is applied force is greater than limiting force of static friction. Greater than limiting force of static friction. So I have to first check what is limiting force of static friction. So I am writing Fs. The formula is mu s into n, and clearly you can see if this is n, it should be equal to mg. For horizontal surface, n is mg. Mu s is given 0.2, mass is 4, g I am taking 10 equals to 0.2 into 4, 8 Newton आ गया. How much you have applied? 6 na? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Will the body move or it won't move?
It won't move.
It won't. Therefore, body is at rest. So what is acceleration? What will be acceleration? Zero. Correct.
0.
Therefore, acceleration is 0. Friction कितना होगा बता सकते हैं? Hello? Friction कितना होएगा?
8 Newton.
नहीं, 6 न्यूटन. Because ये तो लिमिटिंग है ना, मैक्सिमम है ना ये. This is limiting friction, मतलब एकदम मैक्सिमम वाला. लेकिन आप जितना अप्लाई करेंगे उतना ही फ्रिक्शन होता है ना, समझाया था आपको कभी. बॉडी इज एट रेस्ट, तो जो फ्रिक्शन होएगा ना वो आप 6 न्यूटन बोलना, गलती से 8 मत बोलना, रॉन्ग हो जाएगा. तो जानबूझ के एमसीक्यू में ऑप्शन देंगे 8 न्यूटन, 6 न्यूटन, 0 न्यूटन. मैक्सिमम 8, लेकिन मैक्सिमम अप्लाई नहीं किया तो अपने को क्या समझा 8, तो हमने जो अप्लाई किया वो ही रहता है फ्रिक्शन. इधर लिमिटिंग फ्रिक्शन नहीं पूछा आपको, बोला फाइंड फ्रिक्शन. When force is 6 Newton, if body is at rest, then friction is that force which you have applied. Or last time I will say acceleration equal to 0. Now copy the same. Everybody has followed full concept.
Yes, sir.
जो आप
Yes, sir.
फॉर्मूला से निकालते हैं वो मैक्सिमम फ्रिक्शन है, लेकिन आपने तो अप्लाई किया 6, तो आपको कैसा समझेगा फ्रिक्शन मैक्सिमम है कि कितना है? तो वो लोग ने फ्रिक्शन पूछा है, मैक्सिमम फ्रिक्शन नहीं पूछा है. So friction at the instant when force 6 is applied, body is at rest, therefore friction is same as force applied. Now draw the diagram, write solution perfectly. बहुत dangerous chapter है ये, अगर आपको बराबर समझा नहीं होगा तो. If completed 10, so that new sum will start. So right now you got idea. Applied force given, then limiting friction is not our friction. Friction is applied force if body is at rest. Completed. So much friction. Yes, everybody is done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question I'm writing. A 4 kg body is kept on the surface. This time force applied is 20 Newton. Mu of static is 0.6. Mu during motion, that is kinetic, is 0.4. Find frictional force and acceleration. Find frictional force and acceleration. Write this diagram, draw the diagram, then we'll see whether body is at rest or in motion. Find frictional force and acceleration. Force applied is 20. So limiting force of static friction comma Fs is mu s n, which is mu s into mg. Mu s is 0.6, m is 4, g is 10. So 24 Newton. Therefore, applied force is less than Fs. Therefore, body will be at rest. Same as previous over. Same, body will be at rest. What is frictional force? Since body is at rest,
20
20
Newton.
Newton. Correct. And what is acceleration?
0.
0.
Correct. So last time will come. Therefore, frictional force equal to 20 Newton. Acceleration equal to 0. Therefore, frictional force equals to 20 Newton. Acceleration equal to 0. Completed. Shall we go for next one?
Yes, sir.
In between, I think you all are doing meditation. Come out of meditation. Next question. A body is 2 kg acted upon by force of 20 Newton. Mu static is 0.6. Mu kinetic is 0.4. Find friction and acceleration. Always first you have to check whether applied force is greater than friction or not. Then only acceleration question will arise. Otherwise, no acceleration. So limiting friction Fs equals to mu s n, mu s into mg, 0.6 into 2 into 10. This will become 12 Newton. Therefore, body will be in motion. This time, maximum static friction is 12. Therefore, body will be in motion. Please copy till this, then I'm telling how to get acceleration. When body is set into motion, at that time friction will become now kinetic. So as soon as it turns into kinetic, it will become slightly less than static. So I can say therefore, because it is set into motion, then force which we are talking about, kinetic it will become. That is mu k into mg. Mu k is given 0.4, m is 2, g is 10. So 8 Newton will be the force of friction when it is into motion. Friction will be in opposite direction, but applied force is in right. So I can say applied minus friction must be mass into acceleration. Applied is 20, friction is 8, mass is 2 into A. So 12 is 2A. Therefore, A is 6 meter per second square. This is acceleration. Everybody has understood the sum? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, try. Vedant Patel, Atharva Kajwe.
Yes, sir.
Everybody has understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes. So you can see now how simple physics is. People only exaggerate and say it is difficult. What do you say, Vatsal? Is easy or difficult?
Easy, sir.
This going is good. Numerical and then MCQ afterwards.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any suggestion of yours? If it is helping you, all the suggestions are welcome.
Sir, done.
Done, sir.
Okay. Now we'll see graph of applied force and friction. Then start with further numerical. Graph of friction versus applied force. So if applied force is 0, what will be friction? Zero, no? Because you have not made any attempt. As the applied force increases, friction is increasing, becomes maximum, that is called limiting force of static friction. Then slightly decreases because body is in motion, kinetic ho jata hai. And this is our kinetic friction. Draw the diagram this way. Applied force increases, friction increases, then becomes limiting, decreases, becomes kinetic. Once you have drawn, again tell. Once I am giving on the screen, you have to do on your own.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Next question. You have to do now. This is the body of mass 4 kg acted upon by force of 10 Newton. Mu k equals to 0.2. Question is find frictional force and second acceleration on block of mass 4 kg. Block of mass 4 kg. Solve this. The hint is given, body is in motion. Because if mus is not given, you cannot predict. So body is in motion, then find what is frictional force and acceleration. Frictional is always opposite. What you got friction? If body is in motion, 8. Okay,
8 Newton.
8, sir.
8 Newton. Correct.
8
Correct.
Newton.
Correct. Now, how to get acceleration? It is applied force minus frictional force equals to ma.
Acceleration is half.
Pardon?
0.5 meters.
0.5 meter per second.
Correct. Acceleration is half or 0.5. Absolutely correct. Next one. This is the body again of mass 4 kg. Force is acting inclined. F is 10 root 2 is at 45 degree and mu k equals to given as 0.3. Three parts are there. Find normal reaction. Second, find F kinetic. Third, find acceleration. Right? एक सेकंड आपको थोड़ा समझाए तो पहला फिर देन यू स्टार्ट. is 10 root 2, then this f is not in straight line. We can resolve this into two components. What will be horizontal component, cos or sine?
Cos.
Cos, correct. So f cos theta acting in horizontal will be 10 root 2 into 1 upon root 2, that is 10 Newton. Correct? And in correct, na? So and in vertical there is normal reaction plus this force, which is F sine theta, and this is weight mg downward, and friction will be opposite to the chance of motion. So force resolution, I think it is clear in your mind. This is the force, horizontal, vertical. थीटा का बाजू वाला cos में आया, दूसरा वाला sin में आया, वजन नीचे, उसका वजह से रिएक्शन ऊपर. These are the forces. Please draw the forces. F cos 45 and F sin 45 is acting in vertically upward direction. Yes, completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you got horizontal force as 10 Newton. Let us check what is kinetic friction. I'm just clearing the diagram, huh? This time, can you tell, is normal reaction mg or n plus f sine theta will be mg?
N plus F sin theta will be mg.
Yes. So from figure, I can say this time upward is not only normal reaction, it is plus f sine theta equals to mg. Hello? 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 N plus f 10 root 2 into sine 45 equals to m, which is given 4, g is 10. So n plus 10 root 2 into 1 upon root 2 is 40. So normal reaction will be 30 now. So Fk equals to mu k into normal reaction. Mu k is 0.3, normal reaction is 30, that is equals to 9 Newton. So friction is 9 Newton. Now applied force F cos theta minus frictional force is equals to ma. F cos theta is also 10. Fk is 9. Mass of the body is 4 into A. 1 equal to 4A. A equals to 1 by 4, or you can write 0.25 meter per second. Sorry. Is completed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question. This is one body of same mass 4 kg. So weight will be acting downward. Normal reaction upward. On this body, this time force is acting like this. Making angle 45 degrees. Value of the force is 20 Newton. Find normal reaction, that is N. Find kinetic friction Fk. Then find acceleration K. And mu K is 0. What you will do in first step? In first step, what you should do?
Resolve the vector.
Correct, very true. Resolve the vector. So actually speaking, ये इसको आगे लेंगे ना, ऐसा तो भी चलता है. If I produce it backward, this way forward. So this is same F equals to 20 Newton. So it will have one force in this direction. And other force downward. So this is that 45 degree. So I will get here F cos 45 downward F sin 45. right side force, so friction of kinetic will be on the left. So now it is clear from the figure, N plus mg, sorry, N equals to mg plus F sine 45. N is M4, G is 10, plus F, which is 20, sine 45 is 1 upon root 2. Force is given 20 root 2 to make it easy. 20 root 2. So this will be 20 root 2 into 1 upon root 2. So root 2 cancel. Therefore, F will become 40 plus 20, that is equals to 60 Newton. N equal to 60 Newton. Copy till this. Resolve properly and then solve. Done, sir. Okay, you have done till N. Get Fk.
18 Newton, sir.
Fk you are getting 80 Newton, correct. Mu k into N. Mu is 0.3 into mass 4 into G. Mu k is 0.3 into N 60. So 80 Newton is absolutely correct. And last part is getting acceleration.
2 upon 2.
How much? How much?
Root 2 upon 2.
No, it's coming 2 upon 4.
Half.
Yes, sir. Half.
Fk equals to mu k into N, which is 0.3 into 60, which you said rightly 18 Newton. Then applied force is F cos 45 minus Fk equal to mass into acceleration. F is 20 root 2 into 1 upon root 2 minus 18 is equal to 4a. Root 2 cancel. So it will become 20 minus 18 equal to 4a. I think we'll get this answer. A equal to half, na?
Yes, sir.
Half, I guess. A equal to half. All of you got till A equals to half, which is 0.5. See, so far we were doing when single block is present. Sometimes you will have two blocks. That means एक के ऊपर एक दूसरा block. That can also be asked in the exam. If one block is lying over another block. थोड़ा सा खाली आज के लिए hint. One block lying on another block, then how we can start the relation. One block is on another block. Suppose one block B is over another block A. This time friction force will not be single, इधर भी होगा friction, इसके बीच में भी होगा friction. So if this body is moving like this forward, where will be the friction acting between this one? A का वजह से friction इधर रहेगा ना, ऐसा force acting, frictional force due to A on B. A is having tendency to move towards right, तो इधर फ्रिक्शन नीचे एक्ट होएगा. Got it meaning first?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just draw this diagram.
Can you explain again?
I said one body is on the other. So force, if this is having tendency to move to the right, इसका वजह से friction left में आएगा. Hello?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, yes. Is done. Now force acting on B देखते हैं क्या होगा. Now B का ऊपर, if it is again moving right, तो ये तो act होने ही वाला है इसको. ये diagram बराबर बना हुआ. This is friction acting on B, but friction, because this is sliding, hello, in right, F on AB इतना, तो B के ऊपर भी act होएगा ना force, because when it is moving ahead, तो ये पीछे आगे जाएगा इधर, तो इसके ऊपर फ्रिक्शन इसका वजह से उल्टा हो जाएगा FPA. नहीं समझ में आया शायद. वापस देखो, ये A है, A is pulling itself right, तो फ्रिक्शन इधर आ गया. लेकिन जब ये राइट पे जा रहा है, तो इसको इधर पुश मिलेगा लेफ्ट साइड पे, तो इसका फ्रिक्शन इधर आ जाएगा ना उल्टा, बिकॉज फ्रिक्शन ऑलवेज ऑपोजिट्स रिलेटिव मोशन. हेलो, तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट है. वापस देखो, A का ऊपर ये ऐसा फोर्स एक्ट होएगा, ये A का ऊपर, लेकिन B का ऊपर ऐसा एक्ट होएगा ना, बिकॉज B का रिलेटिव मोशन लेफ्ट में आ गया, बिकॉज A is moving right, तो B is moving towards left or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Because
sir.
of that friction due to on B, due to A will be acting on right direction. So at this point, just remember what are forces acting. A body का ऊपर left, क्योंकि वो right में जा रहा है. B is moving on the left, तो उसका friction किधर आएगा? Right में. आज इतने ही करते हैं. So next class we'll do 2 bodies, 3 bodies. ये खाली entrance के लिए है, not in 11th. 11th पे एक ही body है. So just remember, if relative motion is right, then friction will be left. If motion is left, friction is right. So for A moving in right, friction is left. For B moving in left, friction is in the right. Shall I clear everything now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
आज के लिए इतने ही फिर. Please revise and come in the next lecture. Test on Friday I have told. Whatever I am teaching you,